Fuzion here, back in another video. So today we're going to be reacting to some KGM. They're going to be talking about some of these trades going on. Earlier today, actually, Kevin Durant is part of a three-player or a three-team trade. Excuse me. He got sent to the Suns for Malik Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jerry Crowder, and a couple first-round picks. I think the Suns have a squad now, So, and I think this makes the West more deep. So I think it's even crazier on the West side because it was already a close race. This made it even closer. So, yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. Well, let's go ahead and see what they got to say. I think that Anthony Davis does need to be moved. He has been a liability. He's been injured for damn near every single game that we have played. He'll play 10 games, if even 10 games, and then be hurt for the remainder of the season. That's just what he does. He'll be out for 10, off 30 games. It's just crazy. But let's go ahead and see what they got to say.
The lay of the land and the fabric within the Suns organization with Booker as well as CP3. This should certainly work for Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, you have Devin Booker, who was, as I said, was drafted, and Chris Paul, and Eaton is there, and Monty Williams. Certainly there's really strong structure there. Yeah, it should work. I mean, on paper, this is a dynamic team. It will all come down to where they are health-wise when we get into mid-April here, and how you build out your depth moving forward. But I mean, let's face it. Everyone likes to say who won the trade. Whenever you're trading a top 3 player in the NBA, and I don't care what you get back, draft picks, young players here, you win the trade initially. You win the trade initially because you have a top.
All right, here's the potential starting here. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Torian Craig, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Ayton. I can see Kevin Durant's points going up a bit, and seeing actually these 2 points going down. Chris Paul is a true point guard by heart. You could see him getting Kevin Durant a lot more shots, better shots, and in better positions. It also lets Kevin Durant not have to have the ball in his hands at all times. He can let a floor general, someone who made his bread and butter, his career off of this, Chris Paul, work perfectly, as well as having Kevin Durant run some pick and pops or even some pick and rolls, because he's still 7 foot with his hands up. So it's possible that you could see some more plays develop through there as well. Now I think at first it will be too many cooks in the kitchen with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. I think their first few games together, they're going to learn how to share the rock. I think that DeAndre Ayton will have to grow up now, or he's going to have to leave, because now the Suns can do without him and be fine. Previously, DeAndre Ayton was an important part of their championship run, but now they have Kevin Durant, and if DeAndre Ayton still is acting up, then just get him out of here.
Top 3 player that can close games, and
I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
So now that piece has dropped to the Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant and Obi, where do you see him being traded today before 3 p.m. Eastern? And if so, where do you see him going, and what moves do you see Toronto making?
I think the Durant trade late or early this morning kind of sets the wheels in
They're
motion
talking about
for
OGs.
some of these teams in the Western Conference, whether it be Memphis. They've got that Danny Green contract. They've got all their first-round picks. I would keep an eye on Golden State. What is the timeline, and how does James Wiseman and Kuminga and Moody, how does it fit with Curry, Thompson, Green?
That's true. So Golden State has a couple pieces that they could move, and it could be a good pickup for them. I think that they already have everything that they need. They could use an athletic big man who can like defend. Even though like JaVale McGee, Bismack Biyombo, shit. I can see like DeAndre Ayton working just well down there. That allows still for the like traditional big man play, but also does allow for the small ball to put Draymond Green at the 5, but still also have like DeAndre Ayton still play as something he knows how to do well, and as well work off of the pick and rolls, because I think that a big man playing with the Warriors, your main job, rebounding, picks, and catching lobs, sometimes some garbage baskets here and there. I think adding a DeAndre Ayton, that will still allow you to have all that, plus have a decent mid-range jump shot, and can also finish around the rim. That would be a pretty good pickup, in my opinion, for the Warriors. Shit.
Cool Wiggins. Because let's face it, outside of maybe Kuminga, none of those guys are playing in the playoffs. I don't know if they're playing in the playoffs next year here. So can you package some of those players and move a couple first-round picks to Toronto? And is there an appetite there for Toronto? So I would keep an eye on them. New Orleans maybe, possibly. But, yeah, I mean, I think if you're, from what I've understood is that, there's half the league have made offers for OG and Anunoby here. And if you're Toronto, do you think that the same offers are going to be there in the offseason? And if not, if it's too rich, then you do it right now here. And he's definitely the name. Him and Fred VanVleet are the names to Gary Trent Jr. also are the names to keep an eye on today.
So when you look at the West, the Suns and the Mavs aren't the only team that make splashes in the trade. The Lakers also made by moving Westbrook to Utah and bringing back one of their old faces in D'Angelo Russell. How does this move impact the Lakers today and the future coming up in the
True
summer?
point guard. We
There's
finally got a
potential
point
Kyrie
guard
Irving that can be out on the wing, hanging out in L.A. and doing some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would give the Lakers an A for that trade based on how it improves their roster right now. And we don't know whether it be in the play-in, do they get a home game, just getting in, that's probably the most important. You bring back 3 players for one that upgrade your roster with Russell, Beasley, and Vanderbilt. I mean, who cares about the pick in 2027? That's the reality of it. And then when you look at the roster going into this offseason, it gives you so many different options, Keyshawn. It basically, you can keep these players with Beasley and...
Here's the full trade for the Lakers, Wolves, and the Jazz. So we got rid of Russ, Juan Toscano Anderson, thank God, and Damian Jones. We came back. We got some shooting and some scoring, as well as we got a great point guard with D'Angelo Russell. I could see him allowing Anthony Davis to and I like LeBron James to actually be more scorers and not really have to worry about their point guard doing something dumb, because I think that has always been an issue playing with Russ. He is so unpredictable that it is sometimes hard to play with him. But I think that the Lakers made out well. We have some great shooting with Beasley and Vanderbilt, as well as D'Angelo Russell, who can also knock down a 3. Really, we added 3 solid 3-point shooters for one guy who can't make a 3 to save his life. So I think that's a W. The Timberwolves, they got Mike Conley. I think that's a slept-on pickup for them. Mike Conley, who is another quote-unquote true point guard, worked and is a veteran. He played with that crazy Grizzlies team. He was having to be a floor general of them. So you could see him teaching and growing Anthony Edwards to become a way better player. He's been doing better. Earlier in the season, I don't know what he was doing, but he's playing a whole lot better. Towns would be great with him. Rudy Gobert, which I personally don't like Rudy Gobert at all, but he's a great defensive guy, so I think it'll work. It does seem like that they're trying to. I don't think Russ is going to play with the Jazz. I do see some sort of buying out happening. I don't know where Russ could end up. We'll see. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting.
In Vanderbilt, or maybe you resign Russell. The days of being top heavy with contracts of 3 players earning $120 million are over in Los Angeles, where you can make a trade, you can clear out cap space. You can, if Kyrie wants to come, you basically can maybe do a sign and trade. You didn't have that flexibility before this deal, and now you do. You know, especially with Beasley and Vanderbilt have team options for next year. I thought not both picks, but if you're going to move one of those picks to first round picks, do it for 3 guys that are either on their contract for next year or you have the ability to sign. And I would give Rob Pelinka a lot of credit because it gives them so many more options.
And get to what I'm trying to hear, bro.
Bob tweeted on Monday. Kevin Durant tweeted on Wednesday. It is Thursday morning. It is Thursday after. It's Thursday morning now. Thursday after. But I'm saying Thursday afternoon is the trade deadline. That's today at 3 p.m. That's less than 7 hours away. Bobby, yesterday when LeBron breaks the scoring record,
Here we
come
go
on the radio and we say, look at AD. AD's not celebrating. Do you read anything into that? And Key likes to talk about germ spread.
I think he should have stood up and clapped. I think he should have did something. Because, the optics don't look good. Especially already being on the Lakers team in this. Lakers already had team chemistry issues with Russ. There seems to be some other issues there, but he's gone already. Seems like Darvin Ham and Russ got into it. Hopefully that deads it, but this is not going to look good online and on film, especially after we lost to the Thunder. We can't be having extra beef and off-court stuff causing this team to lose more. Hopefully we do keep him and probably trade him for the next year. Hopefully we can make some moves next year that'll overall just improve the team. But I don't see Anthony Davis being traded. But who knows? I was surprised to see Kevin Durant.
Reading a Bill Parcells expression, right? You're just kind of media stuff.
The guy sitting on the bench, his back hurts.
Bobby, I'm asking you as a former executive, if you see what you saw from AD, body language, not celebrating the points record, the whole thing, lack of touches, are you thinking there is an opportunity to trade for that player by the deadline?
No, I'm waiting. I want to look at what the next 25, 30 games are. If this is going to be a continual pattern or if this was the heat of the moment and what happened in that game.
I'm asking if you're a rival executive.
No, I don't have interest in Anthony Davis.
Oh.
I don't have interest.
Yeah, don't even lie.
Anthony Davis is a top 15 player, but I mean, he's he's a better version of Ben Simmons. But reliable from a playing standpoint. Ben Simmons reliable from basically health-wise, playing-wise. I mean, he hits all the. I mean, every time I want.
So, Bobby, you're scared to death of injury.
Yes, for him.
Bobby, let me back up. If you're a rival executive who, in spite of injury concerns about AD, would like to trade for him anyway,
by the way, just
are you looking at his body language thinking there's an opportunity there to trade for him if I want him?
But Max, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Bobby. But just think about what you said, Max. In spite of injuries, you never look at things in spite of I can fix this guy in his injury.
But I'm just trying to find out.
So I'm gonna answer the question. If you are not on the Lakers and you want him, is now a good time to try to entice him? Excuse me. I say yes. This season, once we started losing quite a bit of games, it has become apparent that this season is all about LeBron chasing his goal. LeBron trying to be the scorer, having having the most points. I don't know why I can't speak right now, but that has been the move. It has almost gone to a point to where that we don't expect to be in the playoffs trying to win a championship. So it almost changed how fans look at the Lakers, because like the Lakers have always been the team that wins, like the team that gets into the playoffs and plays well. These past few seasons, yes, Anthony Davis has been hurt, but it also has been, let's get LeBron his boys. Okay, they ain't play well, but at least this season he is about to break the record. You know, that's how it's been. So I can see why AD is frustrated, and I can see why it would be a good point to try to get him. Now, I will say, I do think his trade value is low right now because of his injuries, but I do still think that there are teams who would want him. And it would be stupid for the Lakers to not think about that now, because I think that LeBron has maybe 2 more years of great basketball, honestly. So, but that's my take on it.
I would say, Max,
yeah.
I would say if there were teams interested, it would basically be the type of package that Dallas sent Brooklyn, right? Where you're getting probably 2 starters, 2 pretty good players, and a first-round pick.
I'm not making myself clear. I apologize. Let me try it one more time. Do you read into AD's reaction to LeBron's breaking the record? So, as a rival executive, wait a minute, I could trade for that guy if I wanted to because he doesn't want to be there. There's something going on over there that will make him available to the right bidder.
So in other words,
I don't read into it. I would read into it in the play-in, if it's the play-in game and the post-game press conference, if they get eliminated and you hear something and then you put Anthony Davis on your big whiteboard for something to pursue in the offseason. I don't read into it right now.
Oh shit. But that's pretty much everything, man. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. I think that it was time for Brooklyn to blow up. It has been time. I do think that the Lakers made some great pickups. I could see Anthony Davis being moved. Not by today, but over the summer, I could definitely see it, and there are some hating reasons and some regular reasons why. That's pretty much everything, guys. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.